Hey guys, it is Truth Tuesday, a very late edition of Truth Tuesday. But it has been so hot, like I could hardly breathe earlier. But I thought, you know what, let me finish what I started. So the whole thing, well, pretty much what happened in the afternoon yesterday was an illusion of failure, as I'm talking about the failure series, where this illusion of failure kind of comes from comparison. So I think the weekend before I'd been looking on Instagram, kind of looking at people who are doing similar things to what I do, content creators, fashion designers, the works, and some of them are popping up, and like every day that becoming big on Instagram, and I was sat there thinking, oh my god, when is my time coming? Da 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 da. And I just happened to speak to the wrong person at the wrong time. And the person said to me, what if it's time for you to stop? And I contemplated that for a minute. Which is what led to my Tuesday withdrawal and trying to take a day off and really feeling down, because I had to really assess, like, is it time for me to just stop altogether and literally just ask God what my true purpose was. But funny enough, I got a message as well from two separate people encouraging me in what I do, encouraging me and saying thank you. There's only two people saying thank you, that it's the things that I do, especially with Truth Tuesday, excuse me, really helps them a lot. And I put up a video as well, and I got a few comments on that, and that actually encouraged me, like, you know what, no, it's not time to stop. So I'm saying that to say that sometimes when we look and compare, we we take on an illusion of failure because we're comparing success based on what we see other people doing, based on what we think we should be doing or how we should have been doing by this time. And another thing I kind of picked up this today as well is like the whole thing of we need to allow ourselves our own processes. For the Israelites, it took them 40 years to go to the promised land. For Jesus, it took him 3 years to complete his mission. So we all have our own process. We all have our own way of doing things. We all have our own way of getting to our finish line. The race is not for the swift. And I was just reminded that my calling is not the same as everyone's calling. Like I always say, the way I do something is not the way another fashion designer will do. The way I do my coaching is not the same as someone else will do. The way I do my content creation and storytelling for clients, it's not the same way that someone else will do. I need to allow myself the process of my own journey, and that way I can fail in my own lane, not fail on other people's terms. So I guess the topic that I would have been covering, or this should be today, is the perception of failure, which is really based on comparison, which is really based on looking outside your lane, which is really based on distractions. Allow yourself the grace to run your race at your own pace. That sounds like a poem. Allow yourself the grace to run your race at your own pace, because there is a time for that. There's a time and a season for everything. And yes, I felt down, but eventually, because I reminded, and these are the tools that I'm talking about, you need to have these tools in the back of your mind. You need to have these affirmations in the back of your journals. You need to have that space where you can go and remind yourself that you're running your own race at your pace, in your space, at your own grace. Your success is not determined by someone else's success. You determine your success. After all, you are created by a creator, therefore you create. your space. You create the rules and the boundaries within your space. So it's really a very short Truth Tuesday that was based on experience from yesterday. And over time, you'll notice that your bounce back rate is quicker because you have those affirmations, whereas it would have taken me about a week to recover from those comments that someone said that, look, you need to stop. And I would have actually started the stopping process. And no, it was like me even allowing that thought got me into the space that I was in yesterday. But yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how something so small can literally affect the rest of your day, which is why I say you are a creator of your space. You are a creator of your environment. Therefore, you are the one who allows things in. So if I hadn't spoken to that person, I wouldn't have that information in my head. I wouldn't have that information to ponder on. But anyway, remember what I said, the gray space thing. Yeah, write it down somewhere. I think that's a good point to stop on, right? So remember, sometimes failure is just a perception. It's not a reality. It's not. And have yourselves a lovely Wednesday. This has been Truth Tuesday, the delayed version. That is happening on a Wednesday. And the next one will be Retail Wednesday. On time as usual. Guys, have a good Wednesday. Bye.